Hey, MAGA!
Yes?
Y'all feeling real proud of what you're getting done?
You have no idea.
Feeling real good about not letting people speak freely?
Point me in the direction of even one person that is not letting you speak freely. I'll wait.
You know, that amendment is the first one. And I know that school stuff is hard.
Oh boy, here we go. Yes, please explain the First and Second Amendment to me. I'm sure you're an expert.
But one comes before two. So you might even say that the First Amendment is more important than the second.
Yeah, which is why you can't force people to use pronouns that don't make sense, and force people to call a man a woman and a woman a man. You can't force people to lie and say things that are completely untrue. And you don't have the right to target them with violence when they disagree with you. But who's been doing that? First Amendment expert. Which is also why the second one comes after the first one, and people start targeting you with violence because they disagree with you. More importantly, it just means that you can't impose legal consequences or demand government intervention when people say things that you don't like. Employers have the freedom to choose whether or not they want to associate with people that celebrate the death of an innocent man, and turns out they do have a moral standard for who they want to employ. If you understood what the First and Second Amendment were actually about, you would know that. But we agree, the school stuff is hard.
Jimmy Kimmel getting fired is not an attack on our freedom of speech. You can lie all you want in America, but it doesn't mean everybody gotta hear it. Jimmy Kimmel averages 1 million views per episode. Now, keeping that in mind, you told everybody that the person that shot Charlie Kirk was a MAGA member. Why did you do that? Not only does it blatantly show that you're trying to shed a bad light on Donald Trump, but you're trying to shed a bad light on his supporters as well. Then you said MAGA members were capitalizing on Charlie Kirk's death. Well, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? You lied to millions of people about Charlie Kirk's killer, obviously for some views. Who's capitalizing on his death now? Using your pink meetup here, even if he drops an apology video, do you think that's gonna get anywhere near the views as the accusation gods? The biggest question that I have is, what did you think would happen after? The truth just wouldn't come out? Or did you think there were no consequences for you lying because you've been lying for 20 years online? In comes the commander-in-chief, Donald Trump. He said, if you gon' cap, nigga, you gon' cap quietly. You're fired! Keep it up, Donald Trump. Let's let the truth be the trending topic for a change. Ow.
That orange-skinned man ruthlessly pulled my show off the air. I devoted 22 years to this talk show, and with just one sentence, he indefinitely destroyed it along with the first half of my life's work. Now they've already cleared out my office and studio, kicked me out of ABC, and just like Stephen, I've ended up unemployed and adrift. I feel unwilling to accept this and powerless at the same time, but there is nothing I can do to save it. All I can do now is thank and bid farewell to every viewer who supported me. It was your support that kept me going for 22 years. I'm also grateful that over these years, I was able to bring you joy, laughter, and even some food for thought. Even though the ending isn't a happy one, it still means a lot to me. And please, don't worry about me being permanently taken off the air or even completely rejected by the platform. I will respect their decision, but I will not let it completely defeat me. Taking risks is part of the consequence, and I will accept it. Goodbye, my audience.
Okay, so the problem, these people that are getting fired, they are blaming it on the supporters for Trump, the MAGA, and also Charlie's followers. But they are forgetting that in the first place, it's them that are responsible for what they said, how they act, and what they say, what they put out there. It's them who are responsible for that. It's their responsibility. Them getting fired is just a reaction. So you can't start blaming other people. If anything, you should blame yourself before you blame other people. You can't even blame your employer. Your employer is trying to protect their interest. They are trying to protect their company's interest. They are not going to let you destroy what they've built for many years because of your political views, how you feel about somebody passing. They're not going to do that. So if they let you go, you should hold yourself responsible for that. You should have known better before you acted in the way you acted, before you said what you said. So let's continue watching.
Don't give me that cancel culture stuff. Y'all been pushing for cancel culture for 100 years. And you violated the terms of your contract with your company, which means if you do things that are detrimental to the growth and success of your company, they can suspend you. They can expel you. They can fire you. The end. Roll the clip.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. There's demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is...
He's the U.S. president. Are you saying he should stop doing what he needs to do because somebody passed? If anything, he should be the stronger one. The reason why you elect somebody in that office is for that person to make decisions on behalf of the country. So if you're going to have the leader of the free world grieve for 5 days, I mean, does that even make sense to him saying that? But let's continue watching.
How a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay? And it didn't just happen once.
When I heard it, I was in the midst of, building a great, for 150 years, they've wanted a ballroom at the White House, right? They don't have a ballroom. They have to use tents on the lawn for President Xi when he comes over. If it rains, it's a wipeout. And so I was with the architects that would design. It's going to be incredible. And they came in. They said, Charlie Kirk is dead. I didn't know what they meant. I said, he was dead. Charlie Kirk was shot. And they thought he was dead because it was so horrific, And I said, dead.
And then we installed the most beautiful chandelier. Sconces, you wouldn't believe. There's something wrong with them. There really is. I mean...
Now, how distasteful are you to think that this joke would land and it makes sense, unless you vehemently hate Charlie and you hate President Trump? These leftist nut jobs have no end to the disrespect that they're willing to do. And that's why you lost your job. That's why you lost your job. To say that Donald Trump didn't care about Charlie is ridiculous. You see all the outpouring. First of all, we came on the news and said it.
You're going to get me fired about what I've said about Charlie Kirk? Oh no, what am I going to do? Oh right, nothing, because I'm in Canada and they can't do that here. Oh.
If the assassination of Charlie Kirk is making you lose friends because you are condemning the act of violence, the heinous act of demonic violence, I want to be your friend. Because I am embarrassed at the amount of people who I once called a friend who are somehow using clips and trying to somehow justify or say that, oh, it's okay to not feel bad that he died. And I am totally in agreement with some of the statements I've seen talking about it's no longer right versus left. It's now good versus evil, period. This has woken up a lot of Christians. This has woken up a lot of activists. You didn't silence anybody. And be careful about those people who are sharing that clip about Charlie Kirk justifying gun death murders because of our Second Amendment right. That is not an original idea. You are riding on the coattails and not using your head. And those people are not rooted in reality. And those are the people who you need to stay away from. Surround yourself with people who can think critically and who aren't just going to take a headline and use it to support their ideas. We're not doing that anymore, and we see you. My thoughts and my prayers are going to Erica and their 2 beautiful children, to Candace Owens and all of his friends and family who are mourning his loss. And you know what, guys? This will bring us together more so than anything else. And everybody's right. This is the turning point.